Guys, what's going on? I hope you guys are well. I hope you guys are staying safe. I hope everything's good wherever you are. Guys, got back from the gym, a heavy day. Did some hard cardio, or some harsh cardio, some intensive cardio, and then did some weights as well. So I'm a bit tired, to be brutally honest with you, a bit tired. But you know what? Whenever I go to the gym, I feel fresh. I feel good. I feel like raring to go. And yeah, let's do another video. Guys, what I will say before I get into the video, smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, guys. Share the video. My channel's a bit funny. Normally I see a bit of growth and then it comes down and then I see a bit of growth. The aim is to get the algorithm to a point where my channel just constantly grows and constantly gets bigger and bigger and bigger. It is hard. Obviously, there's a lot of competition out there on YouTube these days. So there's a lot of guys talking boxing, so you're competing against a lot. But you know, I feel like my channel has grown slowly, not at the pace I want it to, but it's still grown slowly, and there is still there's some organic growth at a slow rate, but it's still growing, which is a good thing. I see new people commenting on my videos, which is obviously a positive. I definitely think that my channel is growing. I definitely think there's more viewers coming in. So yeah, I thank you, everyone, all the old subscribers that have been there for a long time, and even the new ones that have recently joined. I appreciate everyone's support and everybody you know, supporting the channel. So it really means a lot. Guys, I want to go into this video. Ellerbe says that Gervonta Davis is the biggest star behind Canelo and Errol Spence. You know, that's some statement, to be brutally honest with you. That is some statement. There's a lot of other big stars. There's Anthony Joshua, there's Tyson Fury. You wouldn't say that Gervonta Davis is anywhere near as big a star as either of those guys, or he definitely hasn't proven it. Now, there are rumors coming out that Gervonta Davis did 445,000 pay-per-view buys. If that is true, then this guy is a mega star. Like, Gervonta Davis has got all the ingredients of being a mega star. His style is very exciting. He's a puncher. He knocks people out. You know, for me, he can get involved in back and forth. He's not like Crawford. You know, he does do a little bit of trash talking. I'm not going to say he's the most charismatic guy, but he's definitely somebody that I like listening to. He's definitely got a very fan-friendly fighting style, which I think a lot of people, that's why a lot of people like him. And he definitely does appeal to the casual market as well. I think Gervonta Davis he definitely has all the ingredients of being a superstar. I will say this though, a lot of people give Mayweather a lot of criticism, but I actually think Mayweather's done a really good job building him. And Gervonta Davis says at this point that he's a massive star. He's a star. There's no doubt about it. Whether he's the biggest star outside of Canelo and Spence, maybe in the US, yes. Globally, like some people may argue that Fury's bigger than Gervonta in the US, and that might be that's probably true. He probably is, but nonetheless, he's like Fury's a British fighter. So let's talk about the American guys after Canelo and Spence. I'd even argue that what's Spence's biggest pay-per-view? Because if this is true and Gervonta has done 445,000 pay-per-view buys with Rolly, you can make an argument that he's bigger than Spence. Because I don't think Spence has ever done those kind of numbers before. Maybe with Mikey Garcia. Even then, I'm not sure. Did he do it with Mikey Garcia? And also, Mikey Garcia had a big fan base himself. Gervonta Davis has just done it with Rolly. Now, I know that Rolly's helped sell the fight as well. Rolly was very vocal in the build-up. He was talking all that smack. So that definitely probably helped the cause. But still, I wouldn't expect it to do that high. You know, 445,000 pay-per-view buys in the American market is a huge amount. It's a big amount of pay-per-view numbers. That's excellent, you know, pay-per-view numbers. There's obviously the bid. Look, I think Leonard Ellerbe, Mayweather have done a great job. I think they've matched Tank well. I think they've got Tank to this point where, you know, he's selling decent pay-per-view. He's doing decent pay-per-view numbers. But I think now's the point where the only way I think Tank should re-sign with them is if they give him the go-ahead in terms of he can fight with people from other networks and people from other, working with other promoters, because Tank can never become a star, and Tank can never become as big as he potentially could be if he doesn't fight the other top guys. And the only way he's going to do that is if Mayweather and Leonard Ellerbe, if he stays with Mayweather Promotions, are going to make the fights with the other networks. Because Mayweather's openly said on camera, he's openly said that, I'm not going to make another stable great. I'm not going to make another promoter great. I'm going to make in-house fights. Mayweather's openly said that. But that, for me, is holding Gervonta Davis back. That there is basically Mayweather holding Gervonta Davis back. In order for Gervonta Davis to become a superstar, Gervonta Davis needs to fight people from different promoters and promotional companies. So, for me, I think, obviously, if Gervonta Davis is out of contract, he's probably going to have to sit down with Floyd, and they're going to have to discuss a plan on what they want to do next and how they're going to map out his career. Because I think if Gervonta Davis wants to transcend to that next level or get to that next level, he's going to have to fight the top guys. And the only way they're going to do that is if they're going to have to make deals with other promoters. If Gervonta Davis is out of contract, will he re-sign with Mayweather Promotions? I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure, if I'm totally honest with you. I'm not so sure he will. I do think Mayweather and Leonard Ellerbe have done a great job with him. They've taken him from nothing, and now he's one of the biggest stars out there, especially in the American market. And I think they've done, and I think him being with Mayweather, I think that's helped his profile, because Mayweather's such a big name, such a big star. That's definitely helped Tank's profile. Whether people like it or not, and I know there's a lot of Mayweather haters out there, that it's irrespective. Mayweather's done a great job for Tank, and he's helped grow Tank's brand. Because he's with him, he's with Mayweather. So when people are like, "Who's this kid?" When Tank was up and coming, "Who's this kid?" Oh, Mayweather's like, he's an excellent up and coming fighter. He's promoting him. The fact that Gervonta Davis was with Mayweather, it helped groom Gervonta Davis's name. And don't get me wrong, Gervonta Davis did it in the ring as well. He's got a really fan-friendly, exciting style, and he performed in the ring. He did his bit in the ring. So Mayweather did promote him, but he definitely did his thing in the ring. But I think now's the stage where, in order to get to that next level, he needs the fights, he needs the opponents. And Mayweather and Leonard Ellerbe need to deliver that. And Eddie Hearn wants to get his hands on Tank. He knows that Tank is, like he said, he's willing to pay anything to sign Tank. He's willing to pay over the odds to sign him. And that could be down to the fact that he has some beef with Leonard Ellerbe and Steven Espinoza. So it's not just the fact that he's signing a guy that's going to do brilliant things for his business or could help take his business to another level. Also, the fact that, he'd be doing, getting one up on Leonard Ellerbe and Steven Espinoza. But apparently they've also sent him a legal letter that he's still under contract, so not to talk about Tank. But yeah, let's see how this all develops. At the minute, it's not transparent what's going on with Tank, whether he's out of contract, whether he's still in contract. We don't know. But like I said, I don't really care who he signs with. I just want to see him fight the best fights. I just want to see him be involved in the big fights. Now, Leonard Ellerbe says that they tried to make the Ryan Garcia fight, but then it contradicts what Floyd said, because Floyd said that we're only gonna work with people within house. So if that's the case, that contradicts what Floyd said. So I think really it comes down to it doesn't really matter if Gervonta signs with Floyd or doesn't sign. The main thing is, for us fans, we want to see the best fights. I don't care who Gervonta Davis is with. I haven't got nothing against Floyd. I think he was a great fighter. I think he's done a great job for Tank, as I pointed out. I just want him now to make, like, if Gervonta is going to stay with Mayweather, I just want him to make the biggest fights for Tank. And if Tank, Eddie Hearn's right, if Tank is out of contract, which none of us know, then he should also listen to offers from every single promoter as well. Because there's going to be some huge offers coming in for Tank. Because Tank is very valuable, and people know that he'll do some big numbers. So the offers that are going to be coming in for him are going to be crazy. There's going to be a lot of aggressive promoters coming out there, putting it, giving him huge money. Definitely, looking to get him on their platform. they'd be paying well over the odds. They'd be paying well over the odds to sign someone like Tank. And you can't blame them because Tank is, like I said, one of the biggest stars in America. And he's very exciting to watch. People like watching him. And there's some really good fights that can be made. You know, let's not forget, you know, the fights that really Gervonta Davis now has to be involved in is Teofimo, Ryan Garcia, you know, Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney. These are the fights that Gervonta Davis needs to be involved in. These are the fights that the fans wanna see Gervonta Davis in. They're not interested in seeing the, you know, guys like Rolly, and, you know, they want to see him in there with the really, really top guns now. We've seen him against the, you know, the kind of second string, third string guys. We want to see him against the best. Now, like, call Pitbull a second string, third string is pretty harsh. But at the time, he was viewed as a cherry. Even though he wasn't, he was viewed by a lot of the boxing audience as a cherry. And Gervonta Davis now deserves to be in fights where there's that hype and it's seen as a competitive fight. Like Ryan Garcia, even though I think Gervonta Davis beats Ryan Garcia, the hype around that fight and the size of that fight, someone like Gervonta Davis winning that fight would take him to a next kind of level, because that fight would be huge. That fight would be absolutely massive. And also I think Leonard Ellerbe and those Mayweather promotions, I think they're more confident in making that fight because they feel Gervonta Davis will beat Ryan Garcia. I'm not so sure Leonard Ellerbe would have that same confidence making a Josh Taylor fight, a Devin Haney fight, a Shakur Stevenson fight, a Lomachenko fight. I don't think they'll have the same confidence in making those fights, because let's not forget, Gervonta Davis and Lomachenko has been talked about for a very long time. But if there's anyone that's, I wouldn't say Tank's avoiding Lomachenko, but I would say it's Mayweather's team that have always been saying that, you know, Tank's got ages to go. He's so young. He's still got a long time to go. So it's clear to see that Lomachenko would fight Gervonta Davis in a heartbeat. It's Gervonta Davis's team that are more reluctant to put him in there with Lomachenko. They're the ones that were saying, oh, well, Tank's got ages to go. He's still a young guy. You know, Lomachenko's got to make the fight now. We can wait, you know. So basically, it was quite clear that they didn't want to fight Lomachenko. But I definitely think that's another great fight that I would like to see for Tank. Lomachenko is an outstanding fighter. Tank is an outstanding fighter. And I think right now is the perfect time for, like, if Gervonta Davis isn't going to beat Lomachenko now, then he's never going to beat Lomachenko. Like, right now, Lomachenko is inactive. You know, he's getting on. You know, he's not the youngest guy. If Gervonta Davis is going to beat Lomachenko, now's the perfect time. You know, if he can't beat him now, then he would have never beaten him. You know, and that's just the thing. Because Lomachenko, for me, this is the best time to get Lomachenko. This is the best time to get Lomachenko, you know. He doesn't have that aura of invincibility he had prior to Teo. He's been beat. You know, he's coming off a few injuries. He's been inactive. I think it's the perfect time for them to make that Lomachenko fight. But again, it's Floyd having to work with Bob Arum. You know, and that's the issue. This is what I'm trying to say. Like, Gervonta Davis can't have his career held up because of the relationship with Floyd and other promoters. Do you know what I mean? That can't hold up Gervonta Davis's career, because Gervonta Davis hasn't got any personal beef with those other promoters. He just wants the big fights to prove his worth. And for me, that's very important for him to do. So hopefully, whoever Gervonta Davis decides to stay with, it doesn't bother me. Whether he decides to leave Mayweather and go with Hearn or go with Bob Arum, it doesn't really bother me. As long as the big fights get made, I don't care if he stays with Mayweather or he leaves Mayweather. For me, it's just about the fights. For me, it's just about getting the big fights for Gervonta Davis, because they're fights that he needs. They're fights that he needs for his career. They're fights that, you know, he deserves at this point. So that's my take on it. Leave your thoughts in the comment section, bro. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.